the Green Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies who try to destroy our America. With his faithful valet Cato, Britt Reed, daring young publisher, matches wits with the underworld, risking his life that criminals and racketeers within the law may feel its weight by the sting of the Green Hornet. Ride with Britt Reed in the thrilling adventure of Tickets to the Rose Bowl. Here's a short little poem that tells a mighty true story. To avoid breakfast waste from day to day, get the Betty Crocker cereal tray. Here's why that little poem is so true. The Betty Crocker cereal tray contains 10 separate individual packages of those 3 top favorite cereals, Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix. Each of those 10 individual packages contains just enough for one good-sized serving. So every morning you always open a fresh package. That way there's nothing wasted, nothing left to throw out. And that's mighty important in these days when our government is asking us to fight against food waste. Get the Betty Crocker cereal tray tomorrow. That's the handy cereal package with all 3 of your breakfast favorites, Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix. Though only a short time had elapsed since Linda Travis had left the Daily Sentinel and had resumed her position as private secretary to the senior Mr. Reed on the West Coast, she missed the excitement and thrill of working with Britt Reed and of being one of the few people who knew his identity as the Green Hornet. But when she answered the phone one morning, the old sparkle came into her eyes upon learning that it was a long-distance call from back east. She smiled expectantly to herself as the call was completed. Then...
Hello, Travis. This is Lenore Case.
Oh, it's you, Miss Case.
Yes, I knew you'd be happy to hear my voice.
Well,
Skip it. The operator said that Britt Reed's father wasn't there, so I decided to give you the message. Will you tell him that Britt Reed left by plane this morning to pay him a visit?
You mean that Britt... I mean, Mr. Reed's coming here?
I knew that would make you happy.
His father will be awfully pleased about it.
There's one thing more. Britt Reed wants his father to get tickets to the Rose Bowl game, if at all possible.
Oh, it's almost impossible to get tickets now, but we'll get them somehow.
I knew you would. Well, I have to cut off now. And don't forget to tell Mr. Reed's father the news.
Of course I'll tell him.
Well, I thought you might forget in your excitement. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'd better get busy on the phone about tickets.
It was early afternoon when Mr. Dan Reed returned and heard the news from Linda.
That's wonderful news, Miss Travis. Wonderful. Britt told me he might come out, but I really didn't expect that he would.
I knew you'd be pleased, Mr. Reed.
Yes, of course. Well, what have you done about getting tickets to the Rose Bowl game?
Oh, I made several phone calls, but there just don't seem to be any available.
Now, I had lunch with John Burton at the club. He told me he bought tickets yesterday from some ticket agent, more commonly known as a scalper. Paid $100 per ticket.
$100? Why, that's awful.
I know, but it can't be helped. Call Burton at the club. Find out where that agent is, then hop a cab and go down there.
Yes, sir.
Better get 5 tickets, in case Britt wants to take a couple of friends along. Tell the agent who they're for, and it might help. I'll get the money from the safe while you put in the call to Burton.
I'll call him right away.
Early that evening, Nick Marvin, big racketeer, sat in his office at the Blue Sky nightclub talking to a well-dressed, smooth-looking man, when the door opened and one of his men
Nick.
entered.
I sure have a hot one to tell you. Who's this, Nick? I've seen him someplace before.
Sit down, Smiley, and relax. This is the new
New associate I was telling you about. Mr. Oliver Perry.
Oliver Perry?
I told you to relax, Smiley. Mr. Perry used to be a detective, but now, well, he's working with me.
Yeah, but I don't get it. How come you trust a guy who...
Unfortunately, Smiley, I ran afoul of the law in a couple of transactions. So they've taken away my license. It was in the papers.
Sure. That's when I got in touch with Perry. I knew we could work together swell.
Oh, so that's it. Gee, with you knowing how the cops work and
Now
all this...
you're getting the point.
Well, that sure is something.
What's the hot news you have to tell us?
Oh, yeah. Who do you think took 5 of those phony tickets off my hands today? This'll slay you.
Yeah, well, who? We'd like to laugh, too.
That multimillionaire publisher, Mr. Daniel Reed, that's who.
Say, that is a good one.
Wait a minute. Did you say Dan Reed?
Yeah, that's him. His private secretary came down with the cash and picked up the tickets. Thanked me all over the place. Said Mr. Reed's son, who runs a newspaper in the East, was coming out for the game.
That must be Britt Reed.
Hey, you know him? The son, I mean?
Know him. I'll say I do. He's the one who's really responsible for making me lose my license.
Well, what do you know?
And it serves him right, huh, Perry?
I wonder. That Britt Reed's a dangerous man to fool with, believe me. It might be they knew they were buying phony tickets, Smiley.
Hey, now, wait a minute. What makes you think
Oh,
they...
relax, Nick. I know the girl was on the level. Mr. Burton sent her to me. That guy, Britt Reed, hasn't even arrived in town yet.
Nevertheless, you'd better give up the hole in the wall you rented. Don't go back there at all. It's better to play safe.
Perry knows all the angles, Smiley. So do as he says.
Okay, have it your way. But I'd like to see their faces when they find out about those tickets.
So would I.
The following day, Britt Reed arrived at the airport and put a phone call in to his father. After the porter had brought his luggage, Britt went outside the airport waiting room so that he'd be ready when his father's car drove up.
Exposed big ticket racket. Read all about it. Police exposed big ticket racket.
Hey, boy.
Paper, mister?
Yes. Here you are.
Oh, gee, thanks, mister.
Paper. Keep your extra paper here. Read all about this big ticket racket.
Oh, there's Dad now. Hello, Dad. Yeah, it's sure good to see you.
I'm glad to see you, son. Stick your luggage in the back and hop in. Put it in this way.
All right.
I'm here, too, Mr. Reed.
Linda, how are you?
I'm just fine. It's awfully good to see you again.
It didn't take you long to get here, Dad.
Well, we were practically in the car before the phone was on the hook.
That's right. Oh, by the way, we got tickets for the Rose Bowl game, too.
Really? Say, that's great. I was afraid you might have trouble getting some.
Well, frankly, we were told there were none to be had. But I was determined to get them for you somehow.
Then how did you get them?
John Burton put us wise to a ticket agent who had a few left.
Yes, at $100 each.
What? You mean you actually pay... Hey, wait a minute. Slow down a little, Linda. While I take a look at this newspaper.
All right.
What is it, Britt? What is it? What's the news got to do with...
Listen to this, Dad. Ticket racket exposed. Today, the police exposed a racket by which hundreds of citizens have been fleeced out of what may run into many thousands of dollars. For the past week, counterfeit Rose Bowl game tickets have been sold to those of the public who were willing to pay the exorbitant prices demanded by so-called ticket agents. The exposure came about when several...
Oh, no. You don't think the tickets we bought
Oh, wait a minute. It says here, the authentic tickets have a serial number along the left edge. The counterfeit tickets do not have this serial number. Let's see your tickets, Dad.
Oh, yes, of course. Here. Here they are in this envelope.
We'll soon find out.
Well, Britt. Well, what are you laughing at? Are they good or aren't they?
Oh, sorry, Dad, but for the moment it struck me funny.
Well, confound it, Britt. What struck you so funny?
That you, of all people, would be taken in by a racket. And for $500 at that.
What?
Then those tickets aren't good?
That's it, Linda. These are phonies.
What? You mean to say that I... Linda, why didn't you make sure that you were... Oh, well, what's the use? It's definitely my own fault.
Why, that's awful. I'll drive by that place on the way and make that
Use
man...
your head, Linda. You don't think that scalper's there now, do you?
Of course not. Say, perhaps the police picked him up, Britt. Did the paper say
Papers
anything
said
about...
the police had no clues as to the whereabouts of those behind the racket, Dad. I guess there's nothing you can do about it.
I was wondering...
What?
Oh, I was wondering if there wasn't something the Green Hornet could do about it. That's all.
No, Linda. That's out. Now, Britt's out here for a good time, and I don't want him
Linda
to go...
has a point there, Dad. Maybe the Green Hornet could do something
But
about it.
listen here,
We'll
son.
discuss
now-
it later, Dad. Right now, I'm thinking of the big dinner you probably have waiting at home for me. I'm about starved. Step on it, Linda.
After dinner, as Britt entered the living room with his father and Linda, he had a sudden thought.
Dad, I know where I can get tickets.
You do? Where?
Fred Connors, our Sentinel representative here. He ought to be able to get some.
Say, that's right.
Oh, I hope he can.
I'll phone him right now. I remember his home phone number.
Oh, I do hope he's home.
Hello?
Hello, Fred Connors.
That's right.
This is Britt Reed. I'm here in town at Dad's.
Oh, Mr. Reed, I didn't expect you in town.
I decided to come at the last moment. Listen, Fred, can you get tickets for the Rose Bowl game?
It might be tough, but Say, wait a minute. I know someone who can't go. They have 4 tickets to sell. I can get those.
Fine. Pay a little extra if you have to.
Well, I'll have to, all right. How come you didn't get them ahead of time?
And to tell the truth, Dad was taken in for 5 of those phony tickets. By the way, is there anything new on that racket?
No, nothing. Of course, the police think Nick Marvin, the racketeer, might be mixed up in it somewhere, but they can't pin anything on him. They even took a warrant and searched his Blue Sky Club this afternoon. It didn't turn up anything.
Nick Marvin, eh? I've heard about him out here.
Something else might interest you, too. Remember that detective, Oliver Perry?
Oliver Perry? Oh, what about him? I knew he lost his license, but I hadn't
I've heard rumors that he's in thick with Nick Marvin. Goes to the Blue Sky every night.
I'm glad you told me.
Well, if anything breaks, I'll let you know. Good night, Mr. Reed.
Goodbye, Fred.
So, Fred can get tickets, eh, son?
Yes, Dad, 4 of them.
Oh, that's grand. I'm so glad.
Right now, something interests me more than the tickets. Oliver Perry may be mixed up in that racket with Nick Marvin, the racketeer.
But,
Dad,
Britt,
Oliver Perry did his darndest to get the Green Hornet in the past. Now it's the Green Hornet's turn to get Perry, once and for all.
We'll continue our story in just a moment. Say, here's a way to have double fun. I mean eating fun plus model building fun. Just get the Betty Crocker cereal tray, and you'll see what I mean. First comes the eating fun, because each Betty Crocker cereal tray has 10 separate individual boxes of those 3 swell-tasting top favorite cereals, Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix. Each box holds just enough for 1 good serving, so everyone chooses just what he wants each morning. This makes breakfast a lot more fun. Now, here's where the double fun comes in. The 10 separate boxes of Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix in the Betty Crocker cereal tray, plus the big cereal tray carton itself, are designed as houses, roofs, stores, and such. After the boxes are empty, you cut along the dotted lines, fold, and presto, you've got a model city complete with barbershops, drugstores, grocery stores, and houses. Also cut out autos, fences, garages, and a lot more things, all true to life. Best of all, different houses and stores come on different Betty Crocker cereal trays, so you can keep on adding new buildings. Go to your grocer's just as soon as you can and get the Betty Crocker cereal tray. That's the handy cereal package with all 3 of your breakfast favorites, Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix. Now, back to our story. As soon as Britt had made up his mind to hunt down the ticket racketeers, he started planning.
Dad, there's something you can do.
Now, confound it, Britt. I told you I
Brenda
didn't
and I are
want
going
you
to the Blue Sky Club. Now, you can reach me there and let me know if my plan works out at headquarters.
I'm so glad you've decided to hunt them.
But I was hoping that we
Now,
could all...
while Linda gets her hat and bag, I'll tell you what to do, Dad. Call police headquarters and tell them that if...
Later that evening, Britt and Linda sat at a table near the entrance to the Blue Sky Club.
Fred Connors said Oliver Perry came here every night. So far, he hasn't shown up unless he's back in the office.
Well, I've never seen him, so I wouldn't know him.
I've been keeping close watch on the doorway, but luck's with us, Linda. There's Perry now at the check room window.
So that's Oliver Perry. Smooth looking, isn't he?
He's smooth, all right. I penciled this note for him in case I saw him. Waiter,
You wish something, sir?
give this note to the gentleman out there at the check room, will you?
Yes, sir. I'll take it right to him.
Oh, but I thought you couldn't stand Perry, Mr. Reed.
I can't.
What?
But I'll put on an act for the moment.
Oh, I see. Wait, he's coming in now. He looks surprised.
Yes, I noticed.
Well, we meet again, Reed.
Hello, Perry. Miss Travis, Mr. Perry.
How do you do?
This is a pleasure. What brings you to town, Reed?
Came out to see the Rose Bowl game.
I see. What prompted you to send me that note? I didn't expect you to have any desire to talk to me.
Oh, there's no use nursing grudges. Doesn't pay.
Maybe you're right.
I came out here to forget business. Had one bit of unpleasantness already.
Really? What's that?
Oh, I guess Mr. Reed means about the ticket.
Yes, that's right. But it doesn't matter now.
What about the tickets? I don't get it.
Miss Travis means that our tickets were phonies. Dad got hooked by the ticket racket.
I've read about that. Too bad.
Yeah, I understand the police have picked up the man who sold them to Miss Travis. She's Dad's secretary, you see.
Really, Mr. Reed? You didn't tell me.
So they picked the fellow up, That's news.
Yes, isn't it? It shouldn't take the police long to make him talk, seems to me.
That's right. Well, glad to see you, Reed. Maybe we'll meet again soon.
Yes, maybe we will, Perry. One never can tell.
I have to meet someone in the lobby. Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Travis.
So
Goodbye,
long,
Mr.
Perry.
Well, what do we do now?
Just wait for developments. Let's dance.
I was hoping you'd ask that. Let's.
Oliver Perry turned and watched as Britt and Linda went to the dance floor. Then he hurried along a corridor to Nick Marvin's office.
Nick, I just heard something.
What is it you heard, Perry?
Britt Reed is out in the club with a girl. He just told me the police have picked up Smiley.
How do you know his name?
He didn't. He just said the man who sold tickets to the girl he's with. She's the one who got them from Smiley.
That fool Smiley. I told him to stay in hiding. Hey, look. The police won't recognize your voice. You call them and ask if they did pick up somebody.
Good idea.
Fool Smiley.
Yeah. I'll let him think I'm one of the victims.
Yeah.
Police headquarters.
Hello? I'm one of the people who bought some of those fake tickets.
Well, what about it?
Have you picked up any of those men who were selling them?
Sorry, we're not giving out any information about that.
But look here, I have a... He said they're not giving out information on that.
And that could mean they have picked up Smiley. Well, I better get a mouthpiece over there to spring him right away.
Half an hour later, the waiter plugged in a phone at Britt's table in the club.
There's a call for you, Mr. Reed.
Oh, thanks. Hello?
Britt,
Yes, Dad.
son, that was a clever idea you had. Half hour ago, headquarters got a call asking if someone had been picked up. Then a few minutes ago, a lawyer came there to get a release on a man named Smiley Gray.
Fine.
When he was told no one by that name was being held, he lit out in a hurry, saying he'd made a mistake. The police are getting out a dragnet for Smiley Gray immediately.
Good. Well, we'll be home before long. Bye, Dad.
Goodbye, son. Now be careful.
It worked, Linda. Come on, we're going outside and sit in the car now.
Oh? What for?
Business reasons. We may have to follow someone.
Oh.
Let's go. Make it fast.
We've been sitting here in the car for 5 minutes so far.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure as soon as that lawyer phones, they'll watch it, Linda. There they come.
Perry and another man.
Must be Nick Marvin. They're on their way to pick up that chap Smiley Gray, I'd say.
There they go.
Don't worry. We'll keep in sight.
They've been heading straight out this boulevard for miles.
I expected they'd have Smiley hidden in some out-of-the-way place so they couldn't phone him.
Look, they're turning off into a side road.
Won't be long now, Linda. Must be a shack up that deserted road. You'll run up there without lights.
Oh, you can't handle 3 of them alone.
I won't have to for long. When I stopped at the filling station back there, I phoned headquarters. Told them to come out the boulevard.
Oh, but how will they know where to find
Well, when
you?
we sight the other car, that is where they've stopped, I'll get out, and you'll drive back to the boulevard intersection and wait for the police.
Oh, all right.
Look, there's a shack up ahead.
Oh, there are cars parked in front of it.
I'll go on foot from here.
Do you have your Green Hornet mask with you?
Yes. Take it easy, Linda.
I will. Got your gun?
Of course. See you shortly.
Inside the shack, Smiley Gray looked up from the cot where he was lying as Perry and Marvin came in.
Hey, what brings you guys here?
The police have your name, Gray.
My name? How'd they get it? They have it. That's all that's necessary. They're starting to search for you. Soon they'll get around to looking up here.
We'll have to get rid of the evidence that's here, Nick.
That's right. All of it. Hey, now, wait a minute, Nick. I don't like the way you said that. You're plenty hot, Smiley. Too hot to have around. No. No, look, Nick. I'll get out. I'll skip town, honest. They won't get me. That's right. They won't.
Now, look here, Nick. Put up the gun and let's think this out.
Harry, you're working with me. You'll follow my methods then. Oh, please, Nick. No, you can't. I won't let you kill me like this. I won't. No use, Smiley. This is it. Right, my shoulder. Hey, that shot came through the window.
Now I've got the gun. I'll get behind the door.
Don't move. Holy Moses, he's mad. Hey, I'm wounded.
Stop whining, Marvin. Where's that other
I'm
guy?
right behind you, Mr. Green Hornet, with this gun at your back.
So that's the Green Hornet.
That's what he calls himself. Come here and rip off his mask, Smiley.
As Smiley hesitated a moment, Brett's keen mind worked swiftly. He dropped his hands to his side as if giving up. Then, with a lightning-like movement, he half turned, kicked back, then bent forward quickly, grasping Perry's wrist as he moved.
Take this one.
Well, I'll be...
I guess Perry never heard of judo.
Smiley, why don't you...
I have another weapon with me. See here, Smiley?
Hey, stay away from me. I didn't do nothing.
Have some.
No.
It takes care of him. Now get up, Perry.
What's the idea?
Get up, I said.
You haven't fooled me. I know you...
Shut up!
No! Why, you dirty crook.
That's what I wanted. Keep him coming if you're man enough to take it.
Nick Marvin, weak and sick from the wound in his shoulder, watched in awed fascination as the Green Hornet and Oliver Perry fought savagely around the floor of the shack. Perry fought with a bitter hatred for this masked man whom he had tried so hard to expose, while Britt fought to show Oliver Perry once and for all that the time had come for a complete showdown. Finally, Perry began to weaken. Then Britt landed a blow to the chin that sent him sprawling.
This'll stop you.
Hold in. That's enough. Please. No more.
You rotten crook. I'll give you and your partner, Nick, a bit of gas, and I'll leave. The police will pick you all up, including the evidence you've got hidden here.
Later that night, Britt, with his father and Linda, entered police headquarters, where they were in the process of booking Perry and the others. Perry glared at Britt Reed as they entered.
Oh, look. That's the man who sold me the ticket.
Ah, shut up. He's no gentleman, is he, Linda?
Say not. Oh, Mr. Perry's the one who looks like a gentleman. Or should I say used to?
Well, it's hard to tell with that beaten-up face. Is that really Oliver Perry, who was once known as the great detective?
If I had it to do over again,
Oliver, don't lose your temper. Dead isn't the Green Hornet, you know.
Maybe I could tell him who is, though.
Well, you could tell me he was my son, Britt, and it wouldn't faze me. No, sir. Not after the good beating the Green Hornet gave you, Perry. Yes, sir. I'd probably be proud to admit it, too.
Perry can think about it in jail. He'll be there with Nick Marvin for a long, long time.
Please, Mr. Perry, if you know, why not tell me? Why, I'd just adore to meet that Green Hornet. Really, I would.
Ah, nuts. What's the use?
Let's go, Dad. So long, Perry. We'll think of you at the Rose Bowl game.
Goodbye, Oliver. I'll send you the score so that next time you'll know. Bye now.
Pepper, Green Hornet smashes Rose Bowl ticket racket. Oliver Perry jailed. Read all about it. Tetzel XP Pepper.
Friends, we are faced with a shocking crisis. There are 2 million children who should be in school, but who are not. Others are attending school in overcrowded classrooms. Many have no textbooks. Buildings are dilapidated. Teachers are dissatisfied and quitting their profession in alarming numbers. We are failing to give our children the education we want them to have. So do this. Join your local school groups, such as parent-teacher organizations. Show by your interest that you appreciate the vital importance of the teacher's services to your children and your community. Do this, please. Your interest is essential in overcoming the present crisis. You've been listening to The Green Hornet, brought to you by the Betty Crocker cereal tray, the cereal assortment of individual packages of Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix.
Wow, there he goes again. Another basket from the center of the floor.
He's stealing his Cheerios. Yes, Cheerios, that energizing breakfast cereal made from oats. Good old-fashioned, nourishing oats, all ready to eat. Try it. Cheerios, the cereal that really helps to build up strength and endurance. The cereal with the wonderful, fresh, toasted oat flavor. The only cereal shaped round with a hole in the middle, like tiny, golden brown, crisp little donuts. Get Cheerios tomorrow. Be with us again next week at the same time when General Mills will again present The Green Hornet. This copyrighted feature originates in Detroit, and all characters, places, and incidents used are fictitious. Hal Neal speaking.